Alright, what's going on? God, it's been a long few weeks. I've worked, I think it was 23 days in a row. Just haven't been able to get anything done, but work, work, work. And here we are with some Dungeon Defenders Eternity. Gonna do a little power leveling today. I promised the wife that I would get her summoner up to level 60. So I'm gonna be doing a little dual boxing on my PC and on my Shield tablet. The wife's account is on the Shield. She's gonna play a summoner as DPS because she doesn't like to aim and shoot. And of course the summoner, the pets do all the work for you. If you have a DPS summoner. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in and get things started here. I'm going to be doing ramparts, with the recent posts in the news about nightmare mode coming in the upcoming content patch, which is supposed to be this week, I believe, at some point. It says right in there that the best gear in the game is currently available on Ramparts and Sane Survival. So, to be honest, although it is a little grindy, there's not much of a reason to do any other maps. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up as a private session just to get things started, and I will open it up for some leechers or whoever decides to join once I get everything all built out. But so stoked to have a full day of gaming ahead of me. The wife's at work right now, and like I said, I promised her summoner would be level 60 by the time she gets home. So now I am going to be doing some gameplay on that Shield tablet here too in the very near future. But for right now, I just want to kind of have a little fun. As I've mentioned, I had some ridiculously long work weeks, and I'm ready to be done with all that working. So let me check one thing real quick here. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like we're all set. So let me go ahead and get this build out started here. Starting off with the monk, we're going to do 2 full aura stacks. Now I did a Ramparts and Sane Survival build, a week or so ago on my Squire. And boy, little did I know that the summoner, which I completely blew off because of the whole MU-DU thing. Anyone who played the original Dungeon Defenders knows what I'm talking about. I kind of blew off the summoner, and I didn't realize just how badass they were. And, oh man, just incredible, those summoners. So let's see, let's get some full aura stacks going right here. Is that where I want them? I want to make sure... Yeah, that's good. I want to make sure those flyers are getting caught by those auras as they come in. Not the archers are just so incredibly badass on the summoner that I'm not even 100% certain if that's necessary, but better to be safe than sorry. And let's see, how close can I get an aura stack up on this side? This is a different build than what I normally do, but I'm confident that this is going to work out. I think that's as close as I can get it. Let me check the range there. My tower range on my aura monk here is not exceptional. That's the thing with this build. My best character right now is my summoner. I gave up on the Squire, pulled all his gear, handed it over to the summoner, and the summoner is currently my most geared player, and it is not near on par with quite a few of the badasses out there. But I definitely need a lot of work on this tower monk, and you see my range is a little weak, but it's still going to catch the baddies as they come up these stairs here. So we're going to call it good. Come on now. And then we're also... I'm putting it right here so we can catch these guys down below as well. You see, we've got good coverage down here. So, that's perfect. No complaints there at all. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the EV. And my EV needs a lot of work as well. That Amenaza that just signed in, as you saw at the top right, he's the one who asked me what the hell I'm doing with the Squire. Why am I not playing the Summoner? Because the Summoner's so badass. And after doing some runs with him, I quickly learned how correct he is. But you see my EV, same thing. I've got decent tower health at 1672, but everything else is very low. Need some upgrades. Need some replacements as well, as need some serious work on all my guys, really. I want to get the Summoner buffed up a little bit too before Nightmare releases, so I'm hoping to get a little of that done today. I don't even have any hotkeys in place. What did I do? Did I leave I left the mana on my monk? Yes, I did. Let's try this now. There we go. A little mana never hurts. And let's see. We're going to go with some tower buff beams right up here. See, I don't want to... I haven't done the math on this build yet, so I'm going to have to kind of do that as I'm going. See, and then we need a reflection wall right up top here. See, then we want a buff beam right across this guy here, and this is going to be a lengthy one. Let's go ahead and go with the... We'll go ahead and go with the 6DU all the way across there. It's a bit unnecessary, but with the archer cost, with the Summoner being so cheap, you're able to just really load the archers up here. See, and then we'll go with a 5DU buff beam there, and then a 4. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Let me get Amenaza an invite here because he's a badass. Let's see. See if he wants to join me. And I think we're good with the EV. I could throw a reflective right here, just for good measure. There he is. And then let's get the Summoner out. I'm stoked that he's coming. You're on Twitch. Anyway, Amenaza has been a bit of my mentor here. And, I played Dungeon Defenders, of course, excessively. And Amenaza has gotten me squared away. Of course, with the original Dungeon Defenders, I had a badass Squire, and I really relied on those harpoons, as a lot of people did, just to wreck shit. And I'm really liking this Summoner. As I mentioned, Amenaza told me to use the Summoner, and good lord, even with the mediocre gear set I have, holy shit. This summoner is just incredible. I'm hoping that no tower speed nerfs come, but at the same time, I would completely understand. Even with, I'll show you guys my stats. They're decent, but nowhere near exceptional. Let's see, we've got 1853 attack power, got no range, no health, and then 1168 on the tower defense speed. So far less than exceptional. In fact, Amenaza could get his ridiculous archers out right now and just wreck shit, but I figured, what the hell, I already started. Might as well finish it up. Alright, now I screwed the pooch here a bit. I put too many archers down below. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these guys. I'll get rid of this dude in the middle. And put one more up here on the roof. These guys on the roof are really kind of unnecessary. But I like having them because I like to kind of group, the loot drops. Of course, right now it's all about farming up that gold. And I like to group up the loot drops so that they're easier to collect. Alright, so let me get on the old shield here and get Juicette's summoner loaded up. Juicette has signed in. Oh, the dual boxing hacks and cheatery. I'm kind of impressed with this with the shield. It's pretty awesome. It'll go an entire 1 hour survival run without being plugged in. Now, I did turn post-processing off on it just because it's irritating. Yeah, Amenaza, it's a I actually joined a group, and a guy was using a build that's similar to this, and it ended up being just insanely efficient. So I went on and figured I'd try it out. Alright, so let's get Juicette in here, and then we'll open it up and get us a high quality leecher to come on in and not help upgrade and do absolutely nothing but irritate me. But that's alright, because of course the more people you have in the map, the more or the tougher the mobs are. It's not more mobs, it's tougher mobs. And of course tougher mobs equals better loot. So there we go. I got Juicette Summoner parked up here. Hello there, little Juicette. There she is. And alright, Amenaza went on and threw down some buffs for me. I don't really need an XP buff since I don't want to waste it, since she's already level 55. So I am going to go ahead and open this up. Whoever else wants to join can come on in. And then we'll get things going here. I'm going to get off my summoner now and bust out old Juicy the Jester. Amenaza, are you still are you watching the stream? I'll have to get you on if we can prepare for it in advance. I'll have to get you on Skype and do some badass nightmare maps here once I get that content patch in place. So we got 12 more seconds, and the reason is I can't figure out how to start it. I can't figure out how to start it on the tablet. You know, obviously I don't have a G button. So there we go. We are set. So yeah. Anyway, ramps being the best currently offering the best loot, or equal loot to other maps, according to that forum post. This is the one, and it also kind of doubles as, pardon me, I've got some massive allergy issues going on. Anyway, it also doubles as a pretty good gold farm. Now I had another one of those irritating rollbacks earlier today, and it just pisses me off. I put in a email to tech support and let them know about it. I mean, obviously they already know about it, but I put an email into them. Hopefully they get that resolved here, because I've had a lot. Like I mentioned it to Amenaza the other day, and he said that that he hasn't had any, and that's really lucky, because I've had like 10, and there's nothing more irritating than doing a full survival round, a whole hour, and getting back and you're at the point that you were before, and that's irritating. You see, I'm leveling some crappy pets. I'm still light in the pet department. So I'm leveling up some crappy pets for Juicette on her summoner. I'm just hatching a bunch of eggs, exemplary eggs, and checking out what they have to offer. You can get up to, I mean, with just a mediocre set of gear. Yeah, you're so lucky, Amenaza, with the whole rollback thing. It's really frustrating. I had one earlier today, like I said, and it pissed me off because it was a 2 splendid pet drop run. I got 2 splendid pets out of it, and decent. I don't even remember the exact stats that were on it, to be honest with you, but they were decent stats, and got the rollback. So of course those pets were gone when I got back. So let's see what kind of pet we got here. Another dragon. What's this one gonna be? Probably another dragon. But bam, dragons everywhere. Still got a few levels to get on this one before I swap them out. But oh, we got Pizza Man 3000 has joined. I didn't even notice. Pizza Man doesn't realize that he is live on the interwebs right now. And he's level 40. And my crazy guess will be that he will sit around and do nothing this whole map. But I don't want to be, I don't want to be too negative. But I bet you Pizza Man don't do shit. Who knows? Like I said, I can't just assume. I don't want to be a dick. But, I'll be honest. I've had a couple of beers today. After that long stretch of work, I was ready for a couple of cocktails here today, and I'm going to enjoy a few of those while we're watching this string. What's up, Ledton? Long time no see, man. I haven't talked to you in quite a while. I've been slacking with the work schedule. I've been slacking on the streaming. Let's see, Amenaza's got that one, that buff beam squared away. Let's get this one up to full juice. And let these archers just wreck shit. I really need to macro something on my mouse with this E button for the farming, because my god, it's just out of control. The spamming the E button to pick up all your goodies. Oh, work is brutal there, Lenton. I can't even say that. It's the easiest job ever. Everybody knows I work in a casino. I'm a pit boss for table games in a casino, and it's easy job. Just dealing with drunk people all night when you can't go and have a beer. Gets a little frustrating, but whatever. Could be worse. I mean, sitting there, it's boring. Yet it's, it pays well. But, making the jump from a dealer to a pit boss, I can tell you that if there's anything more boring than sitting there counting to 21 all night, it's sitting there watching someone else count to 21 all night. And it becomes a grind. Awesome. Thanks, Amenaza. Amenaza, I need to get your... since I'm kind of following in your footsteps with your builds, you need to show me your Akatiti Insane build. I played around with a build of my own, and I can get to the boss wave solo, but it's definitely a bit of a trying run. Yeah, you know what, Letton? Dungeon Defenders, you either love it and you become completely hooked on it, or you can't stand it. And I'll be honest with you, when I first bought the game, I played it for, I don't know, a few hours, and I didn't get into it at all. And then a friend of mine, Toucan Sam, I don't know if anybody remembers, I used to do videos with him back like over a year ago. He's in college, so he hasn't... I haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to do much with him lately. But he told me, he's like, you really need to give, this Dungeon Defenders another chance. And I did, and I kind of got hooked on it. And I bitch and I bitch and I bitch about the grindiness of it. Yet I keep on grinding. It's funny how that works. It's like an addiction you can't put down. Eternity is still, it's got a lot of fixes. I've got a lot of, it needs some work as far as, getting the playverse connection smoothed out, and, there's still a few bugs in the game. And to be honest with you, it's had a bit of negative, there's always people bitching like crazy on the forums. I guess, with every game, there's always people bitching on the forums. But I really think there's been decent response. I had problems with when I first got this NVIDIA Shield, and I talked the wife into playing. We loaded it up, and the email, my Google Play email, is the same email that I use for Steam. So it was under the same Playverse account, and we fired up the game and we got logged in, and it wouldn't. It logged into my account, and of course we wanted to start a new account that way she could play, and we didn't get we couldn't do it, and technical support, they had some issues trying to get it squared away, but they eventually got it fixed up for me. Speaking of Juicette, I better move her a little bit or she'll go AFK and get kicked. There we go. Anyway, they've been good. I am ESOM on the forums. They had the portal gun giveaway. I did a video about that. The portal gun's fun to play with. But they did that, and it said in the forum post to send I am ESOM, the community manager, a PM, and he would get you a code for a portal gun if you didn't get one. And although I picked Dungeon Defenders Eternity up on release day, and I didn't get my portal gun. So I sent him the PM, and it was during a patch weekend, and it was over the weekend I sent him the PM, and Monday morning I had my code, so I mean, they've been very responsive with me, and I've had no complaints. Now of course I'm really looking forward to Dungeon Defenders 2. There's going to be massive coverage of the game on the channel, and really stoked about it. Everybody that watches anything on my channel knows I'm into the tower defense, and particularly the third person or first person shooter tower defense. Orcs Must Die. Love me some Orcs Must Die. I'm having To be completely honest, although I would never say a negative thing about Robot Entertainment, because I think they're absolutely godlike as far as developers go, I'm having a little bit of a tough time getting into to Orcs Must Die Unchained. It's not enough tower defense for me, and it's more PvP, more MOBA. And that's really why, when it first was announced, and I got in on the friends and family level, I really was convinced I was going to love the game. What was that, Amenaza? The thing I'll be really mad about is tank. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you there. I'm hoping that, in Dungeon Defenders, I was so wealthy. I started off the hard way like everybody else. I grinded and grinded and grinded maps. And I ended up, by the end, I was just selling stuff. I had, my little AFK shop set up. Yeah, Letton, I really, really deeply want to love OMDU. And it's, as with any game, one person might love it, the next person might hate it. Now, I don't hate it, but I'm just having a hard time getting into it. And, I've been dying to get on and play, but I just haven't. Every opportunity I've had to play something, I've played something else. Now I got into the Warlords of Draenor beta, and I haven't been playing that hardcore, but I have been checking it out a little bit. Obviously, since it's a beta, there's wipes all the time, so I'm not going to bother leveling anything. Now, right now, in the last build, they put in the ability to do some pre-made level 100s, so I definitely will check that out. Probably hop on all the classes and take a look at them and see what the level 100s look like with the stock gear. Yeah, this map, it's a fun map. Now, of course, since right now, this is kind of the map to grind until we get that content patch later in the week. It can get a little boring. Or not necessarily boring. The way the current system is set up for the farming, the gold farming, you're not going to be sitting there AFK like you were in the original Dungeon Defenders. There's no question about that, because you have to go out and get your stuff. You can't just sit there and ignore it. I'm gonna keep these my auras, my aura health, as I showed, is low. Oh, you know what? I bet this pet is maxed now. Let's see. Yeah, it only needed 2 more levels. So, alright, let's get rid of that exemplary dragon, and let's get another one leveled up for her. Trying to I'm trying to encourage Juicette to play. So, I'm making it easy on her. She's got a DPS ranger right now, and she, or actually, it's a huntress, a DPS huntress right now, and she doesn't like having to aim. Now, on the tablet, it kind of auto aims for you. You can run around, and as long as you're pointed in the general direction, just spam the button. But she's not into it. She doesn't want to be aiming. So that's why I talked to her about the summoner, and I showed her my DPS summoner, and just in the tavern on the target dummy, I just showed her how they could just completely wreck faces, and she's like, ooh, what's that? So I'm getting her summoner squared away now. Let me move that summoner again. Don't want it going AFK on me. Oh, our pizza man left. I didn't even notice. Hopefully we get a fourth in, because of course we want the gear. We want 4-person loot, not 3-person loot. There we go. Caffieri. Level 1, there we go. Now there's a proper leecher. There's no point in fucking around. You get on in here at level 1. Now at this point, you know, Amenaza's here, so I know we're not going to have an issue with upgrades or healing defenses or whatever. So, you know, I'm more than happy to have that leecher in, because that's going to give us some better chances at some higher quality loot. Now I know Amenaza's geared out in the good stuff, but there's still a few upgrades I could use. My biggest upgrade right now, the thing that I've really been looking for, is a leather hat for my monk. My monk has still got an exemplary hat that just is a really good exemplary. So it's all the splendids I've seen are not up to par with his particular exemplary. So that's the biggest upgrade that I'm looking for right now. That and just just better pieces in general. Most of my gear has come off of survival runs. I missed the boat with the whole Akatiti, the badass Akatiti gear. I missed the boat with that one, and now that that's changed, I'm hoping to rely on some, getting lucky in a survival run. I did, Amenaza, I was able to finish Akatiti on Insane Survival last night when I got home from work. But I didn't get very good loot. So I didn't bother to do it again. What makes, besides, the obvious of having the potential for maximum loot quality off of this map, the other thing that just makes this a good map is it's real compact. You get all your stuff is going to drop just in a couple of areas, so you don't have to run all over the place, trying to get your gear. See, as you see here, this is a hot spot. You just stand here and spam E and you get all the goodness. I was a little worried on this one that I was going to be dropping a bunch of frame rates because of the real bright bloom. So I was debating on turning the post-processing off. Someone had commented in one of my YouTube, I think it was the last time I did this map, on one of the videos somebody commented to turn the post-processing off, and they really like it. So I played around with it, and it definitely, it's much easier on the eyes, but it loses some of the nice crisp edges. And of course, being a complete spoiled brat that I am, I've got to have the best possible graphics. I haven't come down here and picked up anything yet. There's been just stuff despawning on me down here. Are these R's all the way up? I think they are. Yep. 40 minutes left. I'm unsure, of how much I like the new straight 1 hour survival mode. I mean, I still like survival. It's my style. Of course, with like OMD, I was completely hooked on the endless mode. So I mean, I like these, and it is only an hour. Some of those OMD 2 endless modes took multiple hours to get completed. Come on, little archer, where are you at? There we are. So, I mean, as far as the time, it's no big deal. And they added the persistent forge. See, originally you couldn't change characters or anything mid-run, and that sent everyone into a complete uproar. So they added the persistent forge. Of course, you see the Defender's Forge there. It doesn't go away now. So you're good to go with swapping out characters or whatever you want to do. You know, originally, before we got the shield squared away, I would, since they added that, I would come in and patch. No, Letten, I never turned it down. And all those high scoring runs in OMD2, I never turned the graphics down. There, a couple of the, like for the high scoring runs I didn't, but on a few of those, like those extreme survival runs where, you know, I was getting past wave 100 and such, I turned them down then, just because it was just, you know, huge drag on your system. But yeah, I want to see, you know, I mean, of course I built my machine, and I upgrade it. I don't, every couple of years or whatever, the wife will let me get away with dumping a big chunk of change and replacing, you know, major components. But, you know, for the most part, like once a year or whatever, I'll upgrade the video card. And probably every, I don't know, 18 months or whatever, I'll do a processor motherboard. You know, whatever's working. I mean, I want to have a good system for gaming, but on the same note, I'm just not going to just throw money away. If what I've got, you know, works. I remember when I first, not when I first started gaming, because I've been gaming since I was a little kid, but when I first started being concerned with graphics and such, was I used to get really fussy back in the old vanilla World of Warcraft days if I wasn't constantly over 60 frames per second. So that's when I bought, started looking at the higher end video cards and such. But, I mean, as you guys know, I'm an old guy. I'm over 40 now. I got a good job. You know, my kid's grown up and off in the Navy. So I'm spending that money. I am not gonna, I'm not afraid to buy myself a new toy. You know, and Juicette, the wife, she's pretty awesome. You know, she's not in any means at all materialistic. And she gets, since she never wants anything. You know, I force her to get a new laptop every couple of years, and she's like, "Oh, my old one's good." It's like, no, it's not good. You know, your graphics suck. You got to go with the new shit. And I force her to upgrade that stuff. But so when she wants something, I'm gonna get it for her instantly, no questions asked, just because it's so rare that she actually wants something material. So she lets me spend a little money. She's not too tight with the old bank account. I'm stoked for Nightmare. We got just days away. I don't know when. It said it in the upcoming week. So I'm not sure. Amenaza, do you remember what? I think the patch day generally has been like Wednesday, other than hot fixes. But this is a bigger content patch, adding a whole new mode into the game. So I'm not sure what day it'll come out. But excited to see it nonetheless. I'm hoping that with the whatever upgrades I'm able to get today and over the next couple of days before the patch comes out, I'm hoping that my gear is going to be good enough to at least start off in some Nightmare. I remember in the old Dungeon Defenders, in the original game, I used to just be so excited if I could make it halfway through on like Aquanos or one of the better survival maps. Oh, this Wednesday, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to see what I can to get off work early Wednesday. I didn't see now I haven't read it today, read any of the posts, but I didn't see a date. I just heard them. I remember reading it said the upcoming week. So yes, I talked about these archers earlier. Look at them go. And my archers are not super geared, but I wish an ogre or something would come out of there, so you could see him just wreck into something. The machine gun archers, they dish out the pain. And right now with the buff beam and in that enrage aura, I think they're hitting for like. Ooh, we got a little burst of lag there. Once they get into their enrage aura, I think they're hitting for like almost 60,000. Oh, they're definitely going to buff up the loot. There's no question about that. The thing they haven't mentioned, and I know there's a little talk on the forums about it, is if they're going to raise the level cap. That would be cool. But on the same note, either way, whatever. I mean, just the loot is really what we need. As long as we get better loot, there's definitely going to be another tier of loot, a Nightmare tier, and all the splendid loot that we have worked hours and hours and hours so hard to get will all be being sold in the Defender's Forge. Let me check out this pet here. See if if we're ready to swap him out. That's not going to be very good for her, but I'll go ahead and level it up anyway and check it out. It's got a lot of tower stats, and she won't be building much. She'll be pure DPS. Alright, so that one's leveled. We got any more crappy pets to level? Oh, there's one. Let's level this one. Ooh, speaking of, I keep forgetting to move around old Juicette there. I've gotten her AFK kicked a couple times. If you've got a full 4-man rampart survival going, it doesn't even take, 3 runs and you're 0 to 60. It's like, I don't remember the exact amount. I want to say it's like 350,000 XP in a 4-man run. So you're capped out in under 3 runs. This is like run number 4 with hers because I keep forgetting to move her around and AFK kick, and in comes some random person. Yeah, Amenaza, if we can work our schedules out, it'd be awesome if we could live stream some nightmare action once we get to that point. Oh yeah, there's no doubt. We're gonna be farming endless spires or whatever. I always one of my hot spots, like when Nightmare first came in the original Dungeon Defenders, I was what was it? I think it was Magus. I was a Magus junkie. I would level. I would always use what was it? Tavern Defense to power level. And then, once I got geared out, then I would I was a big fan of Aquanos. Just the whole concept of the map and the story. It was all cool. Now the boss when you're going through the campaign mode, the boss was always irritating. But Aquanos, you could come in with 0, then of course it was mana, not gold. Mana was the currency. It was used to build, upgrade, it was everything. Now it's separated out with an actual currency. But you could cap your mana in one Aquanos survival run. Yeah, we're getting a few pieces. Why do I just know that I'm not going to get a damn leather? I really need a splendid, tower range and tower attack hat for my monk. That's what I need the most right now. Actually, I need a couple pieces. I think I've got a splendid piece on him that has like really, really, really good defense speed, and the rest of the stats are a little weak. So I could use, I could use a few upgrades on the monk. Most of my other guys, I just need gold. But the only character I have in a full matching set of splendid that's fully upgraded right now is my summoner, but the pieces are not exceptional. I've got a few good pieces on them, don't get me wrong, but I have no badass pieces on them. Nothing that gets people inspecting me saying, "Ooh, where'd that come from?" I mean, everything else was just hard-earned. Of course, missing the boat with Akatiti hurt. And I've done Akatiti a bunch of times, and I've had really bad luck with it. I just haven't gotten anything good. The last, I'm not sure. It's supposed to be like 200 cap items that will drop in there now, and I've got nothing anywhere near that. I've just had some crappy luck. I did run it. I ran it last night with a group. I just jumped into a group, a pug group, and there was a absolutely insane monk that was running it. Oop, I'm full on loots, and I get in, and it's like wave 10, and I see that he's only used like 96 of his defense units, and I'm thinking, what the hell, And then I realize, I look around and I see what his R's are ticking for and everything, and it's like, holy shit. Apparently you don't need any hot loot. And I tell you, the amulets, the whole amulets being auto-locked thing, you know what, I'm going to save that one for now. It has cost me, because I have screwed up big time. It did unlock all on the amulets, and I accidentally sold like 4 exemplary amulets, and that's the best ones I have. I don't have any splendid amulets at all. Let's see, let's get rid of these consumables. The consumables become, as you pick them up, they're auto-locked as well. So basically usually I look through the amulets and the consumables, and I put a max item quantity of exemplary, and then just sell all. And that's what I've been doing to clear up space. I'm sure I've probably sold off some good exemplary pets or whatever, but it's all about the splendid right now. And of course, You know, in a few days, it will no longer all be about the Splendid. The Splendid will be the garbage gear. Amulets, Swiss will drop in every map. The quality of amulets is low. You know, it's hard to find good amulets. Now, a lot of amulets were dropping in Palantir, Insane, the pre loot patch nerf. I think it was 3.4 or 3.3. The patch where they nerfed Akatiti. Palantir got the hammer as well. So I know some amulets were there. Now my exemplary amulets that I've gotten all of them from here with the exception of one. I got actually my tower repair amulet that I'm using right now. I got from a Tavern Defense Insane campaign map. That's pretty good for. I mean, that doesn't compare. I think your other stuff is all better than that. But that's pretty good there, Amenaza. You don't see. I've found some pretty good pieces in here. But you know, I've found nothing with multiples over 200. I did find. Now, all of my guys, most of the people that are really geared out that I look at, they're not giving a shit about the set bonus. For some reason, I'm caring about the set bonus, which I should be. Everybody I inspect that's just really badass. It seems like everyone doesn't care about the set bonus, but so I should probably be following suit with that. But I've been matching all of my guys up all the way since Exemplary. You know, of course, the Squire was my first. The Squire was the only one that I truly went up through the chains the proper way. All the other characters I have now. Let me move Juicette here. All the other characters I have now, I power leveled, mostly in Tavern Defense. A few of them on this one. Once I got to the point where, you know, of course, at first when I first was able to finish Ramparts Insane here, it was with the Squire. And I had to have the Squire out to get the, you know, the increased tower damage and such. As soon as I got to the point where I no longer had to have the Squire out, and then they also added in the Persistent Forge, that's when I started power leveling them here instead. Oh, amulets drop like crazy there, Swiss cheese. You'll get just a ton of amulets. I'm surprised that you haven't seen any, because I mean I'll sell 40 or 50 amulets off of this run. Now the only amulets I've really been focusing on are the you know, the tower repair amulets. Yeah, you can click, you know, the bottom left hand side of the screen there. You know, is where your amulets go in. Now I put them on my main hotbar because I've got my repairs keybound. But you can have 4 amulets equipped at the same time. I've been using two tower repair amulets, and you know, that's a little overkill right now. I know a lot of people use the curse, the weakness amulets, because it puts a debuff on that does just insane face smashing. Your towers just wreck shit when you put that debuff up. I haven't really been using it, to be honest, mainly because you know, at this point where it's just farming, I've been trying not to or you spend so much time in the run smashing E and looking for loot on the ground that I've been trying not to have to focus on anything like that. I use the repairs, as you see, and those auras weren't even that low. but it takes a second to slap down a repair. But really, with my current state, I don't really have to focus on any weak points or whatever. I don't have to like really manage any choke points. I can just kind of run around on the map and do my own thing, and you know, spam click E, of course, and grab all the fat loots. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of splendid pets right now, don't get me wrong, but I've only got one. All my characters have a splendid pet now. You know, my summoner, of course, has two. But I've only got one really good splendid pet out of all my guys. So, I mean, I definitely need, I need some more splendid pets. Using the Amenaza gave me this gun the other day, and it's a machine, a wrecking house. But since I'm not using, see, like Swiss cheese, there's an amulet right there, solid poison weapon amulet. There will be, you know, a bunch of them. Anyway, this gun Amenaza, I've mainly been using it for boss fights and using the steam gun to clear the waves. Hello there. But it's a bad boy. I got my DPS on that. He's gonna laugh at me because his DPS is twice as good as mine. I've got my DPS on this guy using that gun you gave me up to about 600k now with no debuffs. So I mean, it's, you know, I mean, obviously it's nowhere near the top of the mark. There's quite a few people out there with 1 million DPS. Switch back to my steam gun here. Anyway, I've been using the steam gun through the waves, although the piercing is nice. The steam gun doesn't have any piercing. It has a wide spray just for mowing down the waves, but on the boss fights, definitely gotta switch out. 17 minutes left. Where's the fat loot? The good gear should be dropping soon. I want my goddamn splendid egg. Strong pet egg. To hell with you, strong pet egg. See, there was another. I spammed it too quick there, Swiss, but dang, a strong pet with 200 hero power? That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's how you're using your pets, of course. You know, if you're using your pet, if you have hero power, then you're focused either on the elemental damage or you're using your pet to DPS. So you would get, you know, obviously you get the benefit of having that big 200 increase of the stat. Oh dang. You use a staff, huh? I guess the reason I use a gun on my Jester instead of a staff is in Dungeon Defenders 1 I had a really, really good ulti pawn shot that I used, and it was one of the better ones you could get your hands on. And that ended up making me liking the guns for the Jester. That's why I use the guns, not out of pure stubbornness. Alright, I'm sure this pet is probably close to maxed on level. Let me check him out real quick. Let's see. Now this one, see, is going to be a little better for her. Yeah, obviously she's going to want to get some splendid pets, but at this point, since she plays it extremely casually compared to how I play it, actually the damage on this one's pretty low. It's got good stats for her summoner. Let's see what. I'm going to give her a selection so she can play around. That one's leveled. That one's leveled. There we go. Let's get her a seahorse leveled up. I had in the original Dungeon Defenders, I had one of the better ultimate pawn shots, and then I had a stupid, ridiculous seahorse, and it made me really like the Jester. You know, I used the wheel extensively in DD1. In Eternity here, God damn it, it's not a splendid egg. That actually had pretty good good damage on it for an exemplary egg. Let me go ahead and hatch that one up for her. See, we'll hatch this one up for her too. Give her a bunch of pets to choose from. I'm just, you know, I hate to just hand her everything, but she don't want to play any games with me. She's a gamer, don't get me wrong. She loves her video games. I think Swiss Cheese, the first time on my Squire, I did Ramparts Survival Insane. I was probably I was just over 1,000 on tower attack, and I was probably at like maybe 400 tower speed. And it was a tough run. I had to constantly run around and heal and repair towers, but I was able to complete it. So that's probably where anything above that, and it's going to get a lot easier. I think when the last few Squire runs I did on this one, dang it, screwed up my wheel. Anyway, the last few Squire runs I did on this one, I was over 2K, so I could ignore, just run around and do loot, and pretty much ignore anything once the upgrades hit. But yeah, this is, you know, right now, of course next week you're going to want to shoot for nightmare goals. But right now it's all about the Ramparts Insane Survival. You know, I still do other maps, don't get me wrong. I don't just grind this one, although I do this map a lot. I do some Akatiti. What'd you get, Amenaza? I see some celebrating. Oh, dang, nice. I haven't seen a splendid pet yet this run. I had a really good stretch of splendid pets. I had like I want to say 3 or 4 runs in a row where I was getting 1 to 2 splendid pets per run. But just the last couple of days, you know, I got the pets, but they weren't they didn't have the right stats for me. They weren't really what I was looking for. But the last few days I've just had garbage luck. Oh, dang it, another exemplary. Since I've got that exemplary pet equipped, leveling it, I get the little green arrows around the eggs, and I get all excited right now. Where if I had my splendid pet out, I wouldn't get those. Oh shit, I think I may have sold my splendid pet by accident. Damn it. I've been leveling these exemplary pets up today and hatching a shitload of eggs. Oh, god damn it, I did. Son of a bitch. I sold Juicy's splendid pet. and it was my best DPS pet. Oh man. Oh well. What can you do? You know, there's going to be better pets next week anyway. Only 11 and 12 ups on these exemplaries. Alright, that seahorse is capped. Let's get her another... What kind of stats we got on this flame bot? Let's get her another seahorse leveled. I'll be able to give her like 6 pets and she can play around with them and see which one she likes the best. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty easy, even with just exemplary pets. If you've got, you know, even just a mismatched set of splendid gear with good offensive power on it, it's pretty easy to get a summoner with exemplary pets up to, you know, 500k DPS. I can't believe I let her go AFK. God damn it, I was talking about it the whole damn run. Oops, just wasted my second amulet, but it's all good. I'm sure she's got enough to get... I'm sure it was enough XP to get to 60, because it was, you know, it was a good chunk of the run. So, Amenaza, do you have time after we're done with this one to show me your Akatiti setup? I'll just turn this into a ridiculously long stream if you want. Another exempt, and I'll break it up into highlights and send it over to YouTube later on tonight. I know Twitch has got some massive changes. Where are you at there, Amenaza? Let me find you here. Huh, it's not letting me inspect you because we're in combat, I think. You got a good one though, huh? Yeah, it should let me inspect you. No, not letting me. I haven't done an optimal job of picking up loot this map. I've just been looking. I've been scanning for eggs, to be honest with you. You can, now that they put that persistent forge in, there's not an open spot there, Swiss. We're all full. Or do you mean for the Akatiti run? See, I need to make some more room. No good pets. Damn you. See if I got a decent amulet. This one, most of the time you're going to get garbage amulets. You know, you'll get a lot of them. But you do have the chance of getting exemplary amulets on this map. I've gotten over 20k XP this run, so I'll end up probably around 35k once or maybe even 40k once I go through the Splendids and sell them by the time it's over. So that, you know, it was nice getting that persistent forge in. Yeah, I have no problem. Just you know, I play it a lot, especially with Nightmare releasing. I'm going to be doing a lot of farming here over the next couple of days there, Swiss. So add me on Playverse, and you know, anytime you see me online, I got no problem with getting you in, helping you out a little bit. Or just you know, joining up with a run, leveling a character, getting gear, or getting getting to cash, whatever. Of course, we're to the point now where it's pretty much the majority of the drops are splendid. Probably 75-80% of them are exemplary or above. So that gives you, gives you some good cash. Only 3 minutes left. I wish even sitting there AFK on Juicette, you can still run around the map afterwards and pick up some items. I've actually gotten a couple of decent drops doing that with her Huntress. Laggy, little server lag. You get, now, I realize that, one of the reasons for Eternity is to test that Playverse connection for DD2. But, it needs some work. It's there's a lot of server lag. You have a lot of baddies just walking off into the sky and all kinds of stuff. And I've got I've got a pretty good connection. It's I've got like I'm like 80 meg down and a 10 meg up. So, there's nothing wrong with that connection. 2 minutes left. The loot grab. I tell you, they're Swiss. Just add me, and the wife is at work for the next several hours, so I'm going to do this map a few more times tonight. I'm not going to stream it, because I don't want to just stream the same exact thing over and over again. But you're more than welcome to join in, and get you some gear. You'll end up having just tons and tons and tons of Splendids to filter through and see what you like just in one run. It's not like like on Aquanos, I used to, as I mentioned before in the original Dungeon Defenders, I'd like doing Aquanos survival for gear. It's not like that one where you'll have a few ultimates drop here and there and then a bunch of Supremes. You'll get a absolute shitload of splendid gear just on one ramparts run. Now, it might not be, you may not get, or you probably won't get a perfectly matched set to get the set bonus, but you'll get a nice set. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't take to get like a starter splendid set, it doesn't take much. God, I still can't believe I let her go AFK after talking about it so much. Get out of my face, bitches. Get a little healing love going on. So I've managed to sell all of my exemplary amulets and my best splendid pet today. How much of a dumbass can you possibly be? But yeah, anyway, you get this opportunity at the end to run around, and of course there's always loot scattered everywhere. I could have ran around and